At an energetic level, thoughts are just as real as physical objects. A limiting belief, repeated in the mind enough times, becomes a part of the reality of our energy field. Because most people live their lives in a state of relative unconsciousness and reactionism, they have created numerous thought forms that repeat endlessly in the mind, continually reinforcing their reality. Fortunately, the energy that we put into our thought forms can be reclaimed with relative ease. Simply stay focused on the present moment. Very soon, your ego will start down a line of thinking because most of the thoughts in our minds have been repeated so many times. You will probably know where that line of thought is going before you get there. As soon as you know where those thoughts are going, do the ego minimizer, but keep the awareness of the attitude or emotion that the thoughts were tied to. For example, perhaps your mind started thinking about a business deal that went bad, or a promotion that you didn't receive, or a diagnosis that frightened you. The emotional cluster involved could be something like anger, resentment, jealousy, fear. We usually only attach such strong emotions to situations that happen to us because they are personal and part of our story, of our identity. The past experience was just an event. If it would have happened to somebody else, you probably wouldn't care. But the emotional cluster you formed around the experience because it happened to you is what we're addressing with this process. We tend to put significant energy into these emotions as we replay the experience in the mind, further reinforcing the emotional reaction every time we remember the experience. After the emotions are triggered, what follows is a series of ego thoughts based on the faulty logic that the emotions experienced as a result of remembering the experience are absolute, immutable, unchanging. This is the basis for a limiting thought form, and it is where we will direct our focus in this reclaiming energy process. The focus will be on the emotions and attitudes related to anger, resentment, and jealousy triggered by the remembered event. Return to your state of presence in the now moment and ask your God self to bring forth the energy that you have tied up in anger, resentment, and jealousy-based thoughts and attitudes that you can address at this time. Don't make the mistake of thinking, I will just remove all the anger, resentment, and jealousy from my psyche right now. That's the ego talking. The process of taking your power back is just that, a process. Be patient and allow it to unfold rather than forcing it. Your God self will show you a picture of the unresolved and limiting attitudes in your psyche that are ripe for the plucking. You will sense these issues in yourself according to how you sense and perceive subtle energies. Some people will see certain shapes or colors. Others will feel sensations in their body. Some will feel pain. Some will just know what the issues are. Please do not get caught up in detailing the way that you perceive the issues. Just like a picture of an elephant is not an elephant, perception of subtle energies is not the energy itself. Before you take any action, return your focus to the present moment. From that present moment, from that point of power, you will engage in a conversation with your God self where you communicate the following. It is my desire to reclaim all available energy that I have put into these attitudes of I take responsibility for creating these issues and putting my energy into them. I now realize that I wanted the struggle in my life that these attitudes have created. I am ready to forgive myself for creating struggle via these attitudes. My dear God Self, let's take back all of this energy now. Return your focus to the present moment and breathe deeply, feeling the flow of energy returning to you. If you feel discomfort in your body, do not seek or get rid of it, but simply move your awareness to it. Your awareness will direct the flow of energy to the discomfort, and it will usually transmute. It is very important to remember to not judge or resist these issues as they come up, but to be thankful that they are being shown to you so that you can address them and reclaim your power. If the energy feels stuck at any point during the process, remember, ask the galaxy being to deliver transmutational holograms to free up any energy bound to the thought forms you are addressing. During the process, you may sense non-physical entities that have associated with you via the energy of the attitudes you are addressing. Please remember that they are there because of your own attitudes, and thank them for the role they played in your evolution. Simply broadcast a thought such as, "Thank you for participating in my creations, but you are free to go forth on your own journey now." Ask that the galaxy being gives them a transmutational hologram if they choose to experience one. During this process, it is vital to remain in a state of neutrality, or better yet, love. If you are angry at the entities for being there, it will be a struggle to get them to leave. When you can move into your heart and appreciate their contribution to your awakening, you transmute the energy that was attracting them to you. The same is true of the actual emotions and attitudes. Don't judge yourself or the emotions, but instead rejoice that you are engaging the process of liberating your consciousness from your self-created prison. Now continue to breathe. We are ready to move to the final step if you choose to do so.